Boulder's top stories this week. President Obama visits CU to talk about student loan interest rates. The city announces its new Energy Future Director, and Boulder's outstanding youth volunteers are awarded for their service.
Welcome to Inside Boulder, featuring topics and stories that impact the community of Boulder, with Patrick Von Kaiserling and Jennifer Bray. And on the news desk, Natalie Wood and Mike Benuelos bring you the stories making headlines in the community this week. Inside Boulder News starts now.
Welcome to Inside Boulder News. I'm Natalie Wood. The University of Colorado received a visit from a very important guest this week. President Obama spoke at the Coors Event Center on Tuesday evening to a packed house of students, faculty members, and the public. The president was in Boulder to talk about whether students who take out the popular Stafford student loan should pay higher interest rates starting this summer. Obama is urging Congress to keep the student rates at 3.4% instead of doubling them to 6.8% by July. Here's what the president had to say to students and educators in Boulder.
Here's the thing. I want all of you to know that the degree you earn from Colorado is going to be the best tool that you've got to achieve the American promise. By far. That basic idea that if you work hard, no matter where you come from, no matter what you look like, no matter what the circumstances of your birth, if you work hard, you can do well enough to raise a family and own a home, send your own kids to college, put a little bit away for retirement. That idea that each generation has a little more opportunity than the last.
The average student who borrows to pay for college now graduates about $25,000 in student loan debt. Not good. Americans now owe more on their student loans than they do on their credit cards. And living with that kind of debt means some pretty tough choices when you're first starting out.
Boulder was one leg of a three-stop college tour for Obama. The president's other stops included the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill and the University of Iowa. This is the first time a president has visited Boulder in 58 years. Last week, the city announced the new Executive Director of Energy Strategy and Electric Utility Development. Heather Bailey accepted the recently created 2-year fixed-term position to oversee the city's Energy Future project. Bailey has more than 30 years of experience in the utility industry and has served as a regulator, utility executive, and consultant. She will help guide the city in creating both short and long-term energy strategies and implement new methods of energy management as the city continues to explore the possible creation of a municipal electric utility. This position requires a broad skill set from technical utility experience to strategy to communicating with the public. I sat down with City Manager Jane Brodegum to talk about the significance of this new role.
One of the things that we've been working on really hard for the last 2 years is Boulder's Energy Future. We have great staff, they've done really good work. But as we move to the next level of understanding more deeply what's been going on, we realize that we need somebody on staff with technical utility expertise. And so we have been looking for this person. The role that Heather will play when she gets here is really to lead our staff and to help us develop the strategy and to think deeply about what the way forward might be. My main goal for her will be to get out and know our community, to talk with our potential customers, with our residents. And in particular, I feel like we need to reach out to our larger customers in the city of Boulder, our large businesses, even our small businesses. They need to have a voice in all of this, and I think that Heather is someone that has been there, she understands their needs, and I think can talk to them maybe on a more critical level than some of us in city staff are able to do, and I think they'll really appreciate that. So that's a real important goal for her. I also want her to think about the strategy from the very beginning and work with us as we try to develop our way forward and make the right decision for our community.
Heather Bailey is scheduled to start work with the city on June 7th. While the Energy Future Initiative is a top city priority, so are a variety of other projects designed to help our community reach its climate and environmental goals. Last week, the Alliance for Innovation recognized EnergySmart and SmartRegs with one of their highest honors, the Robert Havlick Award for Innovation in Local Government. Thanks to SmartRegs, Boulder is the first city in the nation to have energy efficiency building codes for rental housing. The EnergySmart service, conducted in partnership with Boulder County, helps property owners of all kinds overcome many of the barriers that previously existed to making energy efficiency upgrades. Megan Cuzzolino of the Local Environmental Action Division talked with Inside Boulder News about the programs and this noteworthy distinction.
The EnergySmart service basically serves as a one-stop shop for homeowners and for property owners, so for rentals. And it really helps to knock down the barriers that were formerly existing in making energy improvements. So people would really run into a wall when they were they'd get an energy audit report, but it's usually long and technical and confusing, and so we have the Energy Advisor, which is kind of the new, kind of more innovative part of the process to help them walk through that audit report and understand what it really means and what it means for what their next steps would be. And then the service also offers a pool of pre-approved contractors, so that takes down the barrier of, who do I go with? What's the best deal? What's, the best bang for my buck here? And again, that advisor will help them kind of figure out, cost and contractor kind of weigh those pros and cons. And then of course the rebates. We offer rebates and other financial incentives like microloans, and that of course then helps knock down the barrier of the financial aspect of making the improvements.
You can visit EnergySmartYes.com for more on EnergySmart and SmartRegs. On April 25th, 10 outstanding youth volunteers were recognized for their service to the community. The City of Boulder's Youth Opportunities Program and Youth Opportunities Advisory Board hosted the 17th Annual Outstanding Youth Volunteer Awards, where the Teenage Award recipients were recognized for their meaningful volunteer work. The award ceremony included welcoming remarks by City Manager Jane Brodegum and a keynote address by the founders of Bicycles for Humanity Colorado, as well as the presentation of the awards by YOAB members to outstanding youth volunteers.
The Outstanding Youth Volunteer Awards is an annual thing. We've done it 17 years now. And the purpose of it is to bring to awareness all the great work that so many young people do in the community. Both to celebrate the 10 kids that get awards, but also to let the rest of the community know that there's a lot of good work being done by young people that often we can't see.
It's just really kind of showing that youth aren't just kids who hang around and don't do anything, that there are plenty of kids who are getting out and doing great work for their community.
It's important to get our voices out. I think YOAB is a good way to do that, since also get more involved in our community and show that we care.
The event was run by high school students on the Youth Opportunities Advisory Board. About 80 people attended the award ceremony, including some members of City Council. A train that has been resting in Boulder for years is now at a temporary home at the Colorado Railroad Museum in Denver. The train, which used to be stationed at Central Park, was moved to Denver last week. Some parts of the train are already at the History Museum, while others are being restored before they are put on display. The City of Boulder has a contract with the Colorado Railroad Museum to take care of the train for up to 10 years. During that time, the city will be searching for a permanent home for the train in Boulder. Here's more on the train's historic value to our city.
Coach and the caboose, they kind of all had ties to the beginning of this, Boulder in itself.
Historic Boulder and the Boulder Model Railroad Club are two partners that are very passionate about the train and have shown some interest in helping find locations for the train, a permanent home. The train's just a huge value to our community because of the past history and what it's been used for in the past to help support the City of Boulder in its infant days.
I really encourage everyone for the grand ribbon cutting to come out and, spend some time and come over and look. at the history that they really brought to the state of Colorado and the city of Boulder. It's exciting for myself. I've been involved in this project for about 8 years now. To see this all come together and see them all completely restored, it's just quite the sight to know that the history behind them.
While the train is resting at the Colorado Railroad Museum, Boulder residents will be invited to visit the train 3 times for free. The visits will include access to the entire museum and free rides on the City of Boulder coach. The free days for Boulder residents will be posted on the city's calendar. That's all the time we have for this week. You can connect with Inside Boulder News on Facebook by submitting news tips and questions. Just search for City of Boulder Channel 8. I'm Natalie Wood. Thanks for watching and stick around for more Inside Boulder next.